Decent number of people watching. For other collectors, there's the roll. It's the US version of the American Patrol. I'm gonna set down the lid over here. I know it's not great for all the weight of this program I have already for us. We're starting off with some marches. We're gonna go through some 1920s stuff, and then we have some classical music. There's a rag there. Those are two, there's an overture and a caprice, hesitation waltz, and then two blues to end. We'll see if I'm not sure how long all this will take, but I don't have a real time limit. Yes, I think, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4 of these are Lee Sims rolls, or maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are Sims rolls. But yeah, they're all foxtrots. I do not have You're the Cream in My Coffee. It could be in a bin out second building somewhere, but I do not have it down here at the moment, unfortunately. I'd love to find a roll of it though. Another U.S. roll. Sailing down the Chesapeake Bay. I like that they kind of last right. What do you mean by last? This is actually, these are the first rolls of the stream. I might be missing a subtle pun or something. I tend to read things really literally, so I don't. Sorry. I'm glad you're enjoying the music. Okay, this is gonna be the last. This is gonna be the last roll from this company. This is a Panama Pacific march and two-step. They made all these different names under the U.S. company. You got, well, of course, U.S. and then Supertone, Lakeside. I think there's like Majestic and Challenge, American. All they really put it to it when it came to marketing, I guess. Oh, I see what you mean. The double, yeah, the two-step melody. Okay, I see what you mean. have a, I can't remember what roll it is. I have a couple rolls that do that. Oh yeah, my melody roll of Charlie My Boy does that. I remember now. Okay. I think I posted this one on my channel a while ago. Just a Night for Meditation. It's there's some interesting chords in here, like music theory stuff, but they definitely weren't holding back when it comes to dissonance, but it's the good kind of dissonance. Gotta be careful with that roll too. I can't. Thank you, Nick. I gotta be really careful with that roll. It's very close to disintegrating. If it gets out of alignment, tracking wise, I just have to let it go, because if I try to shift it over, the tension in the paper will get uneven and then it splits down the center, which nobody wants. Okay, so the rest of these rolls, I forgot to mention. I got them, I'm borrowing them from a friend of mine, and, well, he had a bunch of Lee Sims rolls sitting in a cabinet, so I asked him if I could borrow them, and he said yes. I'll admit, I have not checked half of these, so hopefully we won't run into anything, but here's the first one. Paddlin' Madeline Home, played by, Lee Sims from Sunny. That's the same production as Who, I'm pretty sure. So this should be interesting. I've never heard this song before, or at least not that I remember, so we're going into this together, I guess. the nicest track, not the nicest tracker. Just gonna try to get over it. Oh boy. Oh, those endings, that's awesome. I'm no music theory expert, but that's not a very simple chord. Let me straighten this out. You just gotta be, you can't re-roll it with it lumping over like that so much, because it'll get so big it'll start catching on the sides of the spool box. Yeah, it survived. It'll need a bit of work, but really not very bad considering what it could have been. Okay. Next up, Old Man Sunshine. This one is definitely cut after the QRS buyout. It's cut in the same way as an Imperial roll is. I'll fix that. I don't let something like that. Oh boy. I don't let something like that go for very long. Oh, that's awful. That tape is... No, I didn't even get it in right. Again, if anyone wants to hear something, if I have it... Oh, hello, Aiden. Nope, not good. I'm gonna have to wait on that one. I'm sorry. It's brittle, and that tear is... Unless you want me to take a minute and fix it, I can do that. Unless someone really wants to hear it, I'm gonna wait on it. But you see, this is why you don't use this awful tape, like dollar store tape. It's like a piece of cellophane with some adhesive on it. Gets brittle, stains the paper, not good. So I just use Scotch tape, or that. Other than that, you should just probably splice that in a new piece of paper. All right, next one. Strutting at the Strutter's Ball. Another US roll. I got 4 more US rolls after this. So if all these turn out to be junk, which... What's the number? The number on Old Man Sunshine is 44933. Okay. Here goes Strutting at the Strutter's Ball. we have two options here. I can get the roll from the cabinet, or I can play it by hand. The piano, I know it's from the 1920s or the teens, possibly the 30s. It's around there. It's around 100 years old. I don't know the exact year because this name, Bennett Brett's, is not in the Pierce's Piano Atlas. Pierce's Piano Atlas, not sure exactly what year it is. It was made. Oh yeah, this box is not in the greatest shape. Okay, well, I'll put a hold on Indian Love Call, and okay, I'll play it by hand. Okay, here we go. Oh yeah, you may have noticed the sustain pedal's a little lower than the rest, and that's because, well, I play it so much, the spring that's under there broke, but it works. I'm gonna get a replacement soon. So, all right. Thank you very much, Rowan. I mean, as the person playing it, I could probably pick out 10 little mistakes, but thank you. Stars and smiles 13. You can always find imperfections in everything. You'll drive yourself insane by trying to be perfect or trying to make something else perfect. Thankfully, it didn't take me too long to realize that after I started playing. No problem, stars. Okay, this what's left of the box. This is Indian Love Call, played by Lee Sims. This one is different from the Ampico version, which I heard, and it's awesome. It's a lot more, I guess, kind of ballad like. This is more of the thing that you dance to. I know that this roll is good. Trust me. has a lot. What is that? It's got a 10th and a 6th. Yeah. Very, very round chord there. Well, we're on the main thing is the valves in here. I mean, I'm sorry, not in here. Mine's single valve. Down there. Mine actually still has the original leather in and pouches, original leather pouches too. But sometimes the leather doesn't always survive so well, so you either have to treat it with something or you replace it. But another big killer is verdigris, which if somebody oiled the leather at some point, the brass that's in the valve stems, it'll corrode, and then it clogs up the valves, makes them leak, all kinds of bad stuff. Or there could be small cracks in the bellow cloth, so that when the valves do work, even if they're good, they're leaking air in through the bellows, which is another thing. Dang it, I missed the tab. Yes, it is. Yeah, that roll, along with a lot of Sims rolls, are very neat. In terms of music theory, what is the oldest roll that I own? Oh, thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying the stream. The oldest. So I actually don't have one of my oldest ones down here at the moment, where the piano is. But I'll give you one of the oldest I'll show you one of the oldest I have that is with me at the moment. My simplex piano player was built in 1900, around there. And this roll was made probably in 1901, because I seen the patent dates on newer ones from like 1906. Which were made by Aeolian. This was made by the original company. So this roll is about 125 years old, I guess. Should be playable, though. We've yet to find out once the instrument is restored. Okay, Zephyr skin pouches. Zephyr skin, when you first put it in, it's airtight, and as long as it doesn't get punched by anything, then it should be fine. If you're gonna get new material, I don't think that player pianos originally had Zephyr skin pouches in them, but you can replace them with leather, and they'd be fine. So I think the Columbia Organ Company makes they pre-cut your pouches, or you can do is you can get like a. Do I have it down here? I don't think I do. No, I don't have I had a punch for working on my organ. You take a sheet of leather and you can punch out pouches that way, and then you glue them in with hide glue or fish or whatever. And then I'd seal them with there's a type of grease you can use, and then you baby powder it, or you water down some white glue and you put that on it, and then before it completely dries, you wipe it off, and that seals all the pores in the leather. You could go without sealing them, but generally you get better results if they are sealed. Okay, this roll is Dawning, another US roll. This one is played by Fred Parsons. I have a hard time keeping track of who is who when it comes to all these arrangers, because about half of them were pseudonyms to fool the other companies into thinking they had more arrangers. Lester player action, one long strip. Oh, okay. Well, I see what you mean. I saw that in an organ once. You can replace that with if you want to replace them. Oh, well, of course I'd test them first. If you hook up with hose and suck on it, if you feel air pulling through the pouch, then you could seal them. But if it's like they're like have a ton of little holes in them, or like a bug got in and ate them, you just I'd take a sander, go over, get it all off, pull all the pouches out, and just replace them with the circular ones, and you just set them in there with the glue. That's what I would have done personally, but rebuilding strategies vary a lot. And, from using stuff like silicone caulking to seal this part, which is a crime, honestly. I had to work on a duo player action where somebody did that, and it was not fun at all. And they couldn't figure out why it wasn't working. But I mean, it probably would have worked, albeit not the greatest rebuilding strategy. But they didn't know that the original plates were warped because they were like a cross shape, and they didn't know it. But in the future, those would warp and be unusable. So he had to rip all those old plates out and then put in new circular custom made ones. I spent probably 30 hours working on that duo player action, but we sent it back to him and we haven't heard anything. So that's probably a good sign. All right, again, Dawning, played by Fred Parsons, US 44465. Player action, sleeping all directions. Rectangular, I have not. Oh, actually. Okay, so rectangular pouches, I did deal with those. I know how to. Okay, so. There. Thanks, Lyman. Okay, he's talking about rectangular pouches now. Okay. my guess. I take a long strip of leather. In this case, I personally would either use white glue or fish glue. White glue would probably be easier to work with. Now, I'm not talking about Elmer's glue. I'm talking about like I thought I heard something. Industrial white glue. Elmer's glue doesn't quite have the grab it needs, and I don't think it ages quite as well either. But fish glue, you can put it on like a little paint roller, and then you roll it over all the wooden spots, and then you lay down your strip of leather. And before it dries, you want to, like, as you're putting it down on the surface, you want to make sure each pouch has a little bit of dip to allow for movement. And then of course you seal the pouches. I wouldn't do it based off of just what I'm saying. If you go on the Player Piano Talk Facebook group, there are a lot of much more experienced people than me who would happily guide you through doing that. Of course, that's if it needs done. They say leaking in all directions. I'm assuming that would mean the bellows are leaking as well. So short-term solution, you could put something on them to try to seal cracks in the rubber. But if it's really that bad, I'd probably just recover them. Of course, you could probably get away with putting something on them. But personally, I would take it all apart, and then you break off. I won't get into the whole process. There's a book about it, but I would probably rebuild the player. It is a challenging job, but in the end, it's well worth it, and your piano's gonna play for another 40 years, and it's gonna play well, probably, too. Alright, this next roll is Doodle Doo Doo, played by Lee Sims. The front of this roll is gone. I didn't put this tab here, someone else did, but it works, I guess. Oh, also, the rectangular pouches. Another thing besides putting down a whole sheet of leather is you can make take a piece of cardboard and you make it just a little bit bigger, or a piece of wood. You measure the pouch and I would make the piece of wood a little bit bigger than the pouch itself, so that when it sets down, so then you can cut out leather in that shape, so that then when it's a little, so then the pouch is just a little bigger than what you would expect, so that then it can get some dishing without pulling off the sides, you know. Again, I'd contact the Facebook group about that. Rectangular pouches, vast majority of the time they're circular instead. Alright, here's Doodle Doo Doo, played by Lee Sims. Our player piano is complicated to work on. I see. Oh no, I see what you mean. Like using them, it varies. So I got okay. One, there's no electricity in this. Everything is suction powered, which when I'm pressing on these pedals, that is creating a vacuum, and then the whole. I won't get into trying to explain how everything in here works, but it's all suction powered. This is basically a combustion engine, except it runs off of suction, and instead of pressure pushing pistons, it's bellows being pulled shut by suction in sequence. And then soft bass, soft treble, sustain, tempo for the roll, and fast forward, play and rewind. Rebuilding them can get a little complicated. Again, I won't get into all that. Well, I kind of already did. You get the idea, though. If you know what you're doing, they're relatively straightforward to work on. But it depends on the player action. Standards like this are usually pretty simple. There are some players that they're just so weird. The design is just so odd compared to what came on later. You generally find that in the early players, like my push-up or my organ, which a lot of you guys don't know what I'm talking about when I mention the organ. I'll make a video about that eventually. A lot of work. Okay, this roll is Don't Mind the Rain, played by Lee Sims. here is a little lifted off the tracker bar, so it doesn't quite track perfectly. Again, some of these rolls need fixed. That ending by Lee Sims is surprisingly normal. He usually goes into some crazy chord progression that ends in some music, like in terms of music theory, a nightmare. Thank you, Janet. Yes, my player system is a standard. It's not like an auto piano where you have the double valve system. It looks like it has a double valve system, but it actually, this is just empty here. The lead tubing goes into an L board and then down into the pouch board that way. So it's literally just a single valve action. But yeah, it is a standard. All right, here is a very, very, very old 88 note roll. It's interesting. I think it might be from one of the very. Oh, yeah, that would explain. Yeah, Ron, that would explain why the ending was normal. It's interesting to see how this guy developed, how Lee developed over time. So this roll is titled Naughty Marietta. It's a Royal Music Company roll. This roll's probably from around 1910 or before. But I think it's kind of like an opera, but it has some stuff that it's surprisingly similar to ragtime. It comes and goes throughout the roll, but I thought this one was interesting, so I figured I'd include it in the stream. Okay, explanation for that. Yeah, it's not repeating very well because I just got new action parts all in here, and they need a little broken in. So you might see a little bit of that. Dang it. That's a little better. But yes, very nice roll. They put a lot of effort into those early ones. I think back then there was kind of this thing that the pianola could. It was like they saw it as a replica, it was widely seen as a replacement for human playing almost. So to sell that idea, I think these early rolls, they kind of did a lot of fancy stuff. No problem. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Okay, here's another two-step Paprika 88 note 1969. Oh, no, I guess there's kind of like you could trade in a roll that you had already bought for a new one or something. I wonder if that's still a thing. I have debated. I actually do have a kind of like a discount roll thing for QRS from like the 1970s, and I have debated sending it to them in the mail. It'd be funny, I think. I think I'm gonna. I remember 60 being slow for this roll, so I think I might go 80 or 90. Now has some edge damage, which will need repaired. These Connerized rolls, this paper is like cardstock. It's a stage under cardstock, but still really thick for piano rolls. Yes, I definitely know what you're talking. Like yeah, they did. I did notice that they instead of it's just subtle, but it definitely adds an effect to the music. They like just barely offset it. All right, here's another early roll. This is a it says melographic roll on it. I like overtures too. They get crazy, and I like it when they get crazy. Because this piano can, yeah, there's not many limits when it comes to a number of notes. So I try to take advantage of that. So when I find a roll that just goes absolutely nuts, it's a lot of fun. I should have brought home there's a QRS roll John has of the what's the name? Flying Dutchman Overture, and it is ridiculous. Okay, Now, one thing that's interesting about these rolls, it's kind of like on the melody rolls, except backwards. In this case, the accented notes are solid, but the accompaniment are bridged, which I think is better for the structural integrity of the paper, and personally, they're kind of easier to see, I guess. I think this is a 65-note arrangement, and the ending kind of goes on forever, like one of the like Beethoven things. I like Beethoven, but he did kind of overdo it sometimes. Here we go. It never ends, huh? Oh my goodness, we got Frederick Chopin himself in the chat. Absolutely amazing. Oh boy. Uh-oh. Nope, we're not playing any of those games. Oh boy. I need a quick second to tighten this one up. Oh my. Oh, it's a Bakelite spool. I can just put it in here and then hold the paper still, and then theoretically it should tighten on its own. Yeah, there we go. That's it. There we go. Okay. I have 4 more rolls to go through. We're gonna play 4, yeah. 4 more rolls. Okay. This is another one by the same company. This is the Whispering Wind Caprice. Which again, kind of like Overtures, they're fun. They have like their, this kind of classical music. It's kind of got like, no, I'm sorry, not I'm not sure what to call it. It's like, it's got a bunch of little melodies, of different sections, I guess you'd call them. I just like them. I think they're fun to play. They're interesting, and generally they sound good. very nice roll. Minecraft. Okay, alright. So I made one roll and I posted it on my channel of a Minecraft song. Now I haven't done any public announcements about this yet, but I have made another, and I'm in the process of making a third. I kind of, for the sake of this, it's been an hour and a half now. I will play it for you, but first I want to finish my program first. If you can, you know what? It's not that long. I'll play it. I'm sure you'll know. I'm sure you'll recognize it. If you're interested in that kind of music. My roll is not perfect. It's handmade. I've gotten better at them, but still, do not expect perfection from this. And the tempo is like 30 because I didn't think about that. So I have to keep constant pressure, otherwise the air motor will stall. You're bound to hear some false notes too. There you go. Ugh. For being handmade, I don't think it's that bad. But of course, I could probably be putting it to this. It's just I find this kind of music interesting. I like classical music, ragtime. This is really the only kind of modern thing I like. Thank you. Hopefully, I don't get sued for playing that. I guess that maybe that counts as pirating music. I don't know. 100-year-old technology. Okay. So, I hope that satisfied your Minecraft cravings, I guess. Alright, this is another fun roll. Sessile, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Interesting though. It's a hesitation waltz. It's not always. You're not gonna hear like mandolin the entire time. Oh, thank you. These uprights from the turn of the century are practically grands. I need to get mine voiced because these hammers, I hate to say it, but I had to get new hammers when I got new action parts because the glue wouldn't let the new ones, well they were new, the ones that were on it, but I couldn't get them off, so I had to just straight up replace them. I would have reused them otherwise. And that's why you need a player piano, because how else are you gonna how else are you gonna get that kind of a you can't duet that. I mean you could, but like who can make their fingers go like that? Oh, you're in Paris. Oh, what are you, like 5 hours ahead? Well, that's, dude, it's like 2 in the morning for you. Jeez. I am on the East Coast, so, yeah, it's not ridiculously late for me yet. Ugh. Alright, we got 2 more. These rolls are 324. Oh no. Oh no. I'm not playing that. These rolls are very brittle and it's gonna fall apart if I try to play that. So it's worth saving, but I gotta fix that one. Again, I haven't really looked at these ones. These are made of pretty brittle paper. Oh wait, am I doing the what? Is the box? No, I tried to put the box together backwards. All right, let's see if the Chattanooga Blues is okay. At least on that side it looks okay, so we're gonna try it. Of course, I want to loosen this up because these have a big, really great tendency to fall apart. I use awful paper for these, but it says it's a rag, so I figured I'd give it a shot. Well, that was my program. It took 2 hours. I'm gonna go now. I mean, it's not ridiculously late yet, but I'm tired. So, my legs are tired too. And I gotta put all these away, put the piano back together. Yeah, Chopin, you got lots of composing to do. You should probably get to bed, my guy. Okay. Well, oh, Kieran's here, too. I kind of arrived late, sorry, but All right. Thanks to everyone for watching. See you later. Bye.